If you're looking to build your rear delts, we'll try doing rear delt exercises like this. Let's get into it. Okay, so there's a bunch of different ways to do rear delt flies, and there's a bunch of different channels that are gonna explain to you what movement is gonna give us the most amount of engagement, muscle recruitment. Now, there's a few studies that were done. Ron Humison's done one, I'm pretty sure Sean's done one, I'm pretty sure Jeremy Ethier. But when it comes down to it, reverse pec deck, you're getting the least amount, I would say, in terms of muscle recruitment in the actual movement here, right? So we're doing like, and I don't have a machine here, but if we're doing like, let's say reverse pec deck, and we're here and we're doing this stuff here, even with all the great things that I'm coaching, you're not gonna get as much of the engagement in the rear delts at this part of the contraction. Same with doing, I would say, rear delt flies when it comes to cables or even dumbbells. What they found out is that doing exercises basically kind of like this. Say this is a barbell, right? One of those fixed barbells. Basically doing them like this is gonna give you the most amount of muscle recruitment. Any kind of exercise like this, whether it's dumbbells, barbell, or whatever, this part here is gonna do the most amount to the engagement or muscle recruitment, but in that actual position. It doesn't talk about when the weight is being stretched, and we've already talked about this before. I can't stretch a damn way doing this. You can't get any stretch here. Again, we're talking about muscle recruitment. It's when the muscle is lengthened. What does a lengthened rear delt look like? Well, the lengthened part of a rear delt movement would be here, right? I'm being stretched. I'm stretching this part. It's being lengthened, and then when it's pulling, it's being shortened. So yes, those other movements have really good muscle engagement, muscle recruitment, whatever it is, when it's in the shortened part of the lift. Here, you're getting the most out of it. So I'm like, wait a minute, if we're getting the most amount of muscle recruitment in the shortened part of that range, how do we make it get enough muscle recruitment in the stretched or the lengthened part of the range? Got an idea. So I was like, why don't we just do it in cables, mimicking the same thing and then getting a stretch, because the cables will give us that resistance on the way back to the stretched part of the lift, the lengthened portion of the lift. So I was just hanging out one day, made a nice batch of green tea. I love authentic green tea. I go to the international food section. I grab the green tea that I love so much. I make some green tea, and then I have some green, and I start bubbling around. I'm like, how do I make these exercises that much better? What's necessary? So here's how we do this. So if we're gonna be in that position, and we know that when we're here, like this, because literally if you hold your hands like this and you keep your chest up like this, you will feel your rear delts. Pretty on right now, just doing this. You're gonna get it much here as well too, but the problem when we do like stuff like this is that our scaps and traps take over. Then I'm just doing most of this. So the most part, people like this, and then that's why you don't get as much here, because your traps are doing most of all the work. But when we're like this, our rear delts are doing most of the work. So for here, the only problem is that when we're here, nothing's happening. Arms just kind of like hanging out. It's like, hey guys, when are we gonna start working out? And like, give me a second. And you're like, all right, cool, go. Are we working? Oh, we're working. Ah, sweet. Oh, nice. Woo, party. And your rear delts are like, this is dope. And then you're back to like, oh, and you're back here. So we need to fix this part here, because this is when it's being stretched. So we grab some cables, put them in the hands like this, and look at this. If I just grab this cable and hold it in this hand here, and I let my hand go and relax, it's being pulled back this way. Guess what? Job done. So right now, my rear delt is being pulled this way. How amazing is that? Now we're getting that lengthened part, that contraction right here. And then we're gonna pull these. We're gonna do both at the same time, by the way, guys. And if you want, you can do one at a time too. Oh, shit. Anyway, so from here, and then we're gonna pull this guy back all the way to here. And you can see my rear delt right now is firing off. Now, a couple of things we wanna make sure when we're doing this is that we don't just do this and then have this kind of come up here, then my anterior delt's kind of pointing down this way, and this looks, I don't know, this looks kind of weird right now. It doesn't look healthy. So we wanna do a couple things. I'm gonna do this without weight. What I wanna do is, my hands are gonna be here, and I'm gonna protract, and then I'm gonna retract while pulling my arms as far away from my body as I can. They're not gonna pull like this. I want my rear delts to work, so I'm gonna keep my scaps out of the equation. So from here, and breathing in, opening the chest up, coming back to here, right? Now I'm not hyperextending, that's not what we're doing. We are just going from protracted to just up here, a little retraction, pointing the elbows, pointing the fingers down. So here, like almost like we're flying from here, and then letting them pull this back to here, stretch, right? We're getting this nice stretch from here, and then pulling again up here. We're gonna finish like this. We're not gonna finish like this. So don't do this stuff. Please don't do this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure that we have a weight on here that you can handle. That is light enough for you to just use your rear delts. This rear delt muscle here, it ain't that big. Look at it. It's tiny and it's kind of by itself. It's in the midst of a massive back party. Like the rear delts are like the dude that's just hanging outside, on the outside in the club. It doesn't even have a place at the bar. He's out by the bathroom with his drink. This is your rear delt by the bathroom. You know what I mean? People bumping him. Sorry, excuse me, sorry about that. He's sitting there having a drink, and then every once in a while he kind of, hey, he's going. That's your rear delt in the midst of like your traps, your lats, just hanging out by yourself. Then it's like, hey, rear delt, like, hey, and he gets all excited. Yeah, what's going on, guys? He's like, just joking. We're not supposed to be here. I'm like, oh, shit. That's what we want. I mean, I could have made a better analogy that didn't make our rear delt seem like such a loser or lonely, but he's lonely out there. We want to keep him lonely because you know what? He likes being lonely. He's an introvert. The rear delt is an introvert. He's not an extrovert. He's not sitting there like the trap's always trying to be in everybody's place. The traps is the dude that's everywhere. The traps in the club is your annoying ass dude is bumping and everything, and then making dumb jokes. Hey, what's going on, bro? That's your traps. It lasts to the bouncers. Hey guys, before we continue with this video, I gotta make sure you guys are hydrated. You hydrated yet? Probably not. Check it out, I got errands for you. Guys, use my code Johnny10 for 10% off Amino Fast. Like what's Amino Fast? Guys, Amino Fast is gonna increase your overall performance, reduce muscle soreness, improve your hydration, and it's gonna prevent muscle cramps. And guess what? All our flavors taste amazing. So guys, again, use my code Johnny10 for 10% off your next order of Amino Fast right now. Okay, back to the show. So I recommend just getting yourself in position first. So you can use the handles if you feel like it. You can. I like holding this here because it doesn't get in the way. When you have the handles, they end up just doing this annoying chatter thing. So we're gonna grab it like this, right? Then we're gonna get ourselves over onto our bench. We're gonna lower onto our bench, again, from floor to core. We are going to be active from here. Most of the time when people are doing chest support, we're just kind of like this, or we're like, just, I don't know, the legs are doing something, or just here. Just be engaged from here, right? We want the bench to be far enough back so we don't have the cables kind of like all over us. Naturally, it's right here, so when I pull the weight away, there's already tension on my rear delt. Already there's tension here, which is great. Now, we're not pulling out, we're pulling back. We're pulling back, right? Again, we're protracting, there's already tension on my rear delts. Protracting and pulling back, opening up, and to here. And then down, and pulling again. Pull. And that's what you want to just ease into this when you're doing these. You don't want to just try to huck it back and start popping out. We want to stretch from here and then protracting. Then we're going to pull. The arms are going to be pulling as far away from my body as they can, staying down and pulling up and coming all the way up. And right now my rear delts are just on fire. This actually feels amazing. And coming back down, nice stretch and pull. Nice stretch and then pull. Stretch from here and then pull. And stretch and then pull. And that's how we're pulling. That's how we're doing this exercise. Right now, my rear delts are on fire, and they're in a great position too because I'm not getting super tired with my traps taking over most of the time. My traps aren't doing anything because while I'm pulling back, my traps are actually depressing my shoulders. This time, my traps aren't coming to the party at all. They're being super cool and letting the rear delts have a good time, right? That's what it is. The traps is the big ass brother. The rear delts is the middle child. Finally got some attention because the youngest is the lats and the erectors. Those are great analogies. So we're here, again, without any weight, When we're doing this, we want to make sure that the cables are far enough back or bench is far enough back that we can stretch from here and be under a load from here stretched. We don't want to be here and just reaching for no reason from here. And then we're pulling. The scaps aren't going to just retract and pull this way. We're pushing everything down, coming back, and here. This is where we're finishing here. My core's engaged. And then on the way back, stretch, pull. Nice stretch, pull. Controlling it back. And when it's pulling you back, let it pull you down this way. Don't let it pull you like this. Like you want the direction of this weight to pull you. I'm gonna give you the direction of like my thumb. It's gonna go down this way and come to here, right? So here's my two directions actually. My finger pointing is gonna be the direction of my shoulder pushing away. The entire time is going as far away as I can on the way back. Then on the way down, it's gonna push as far away from as it can in the direction of my thumb coming all the way back here, right? So don't have it pulling this way, then our arms doing this and coming here. We're lengthened, we're long, lengthened and long, shorten and long, pushing away. And you can see in this position here, it looks like I'm flying or I'm a Dragon Ball Z character or something. This is, look at my rear delts. In this position here, they're on, they're fired off. You can go from here, you can go here, you can go here. Doesn't matter, your rear delts are still working from here. And then on the way here, we're gonna stretch right from the get-go instead of it being relaxed. And guys, next time you try rear delts, give this a go. Let me know if you do it in the comment section below. Remember, take these reps for about like 10 to 15 reps, 2 second negative, 1 second stretch at the bottom. And that's it, 3 hard sets, add them to your shoulder day, and that's that. Anyway, guys, until next time, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep Jim chasing.